Welcome back, lottery fans. Today I'm excited to show you a secret pick 3 lottery strategy that you probably haven't seen before. I've been testing this strategy in a few different states and it seems to be hitting pretty well. So I'm interested to see if you guys start using this strategy, whether or not it works for your state as well. I'm going to go ahead and show you the strategy and show you how it works and how to do it, and then leave me a comment below if it actually does work in your state as well. In terms of the name for this strategy, I don't actually have a name yet for this, but if you can think of one, please leave me a comment below in the comments. I'd love to hear what your suggestions are for this. But I'll walk you through how it actually works, and then maybe some inspiration will come to someone, and we can find out with a good name. So I'm going to go through one example of this rundown, because it's fairly complex in terms of how it actually works out, but hopefully one example should show you how to do it. And if we're going to use the traditional tic-tac-toe pick 3 rundown worksheet, this is available on lotterypredictor.com completely for free. Just go to the resources section. I'll also leave a link in the description below. So the example I'm going to use to do this is going to be the New York midday lottery. So we're going to do that. And in terms of the numbers that we're going to need, we're actually going to need two numbers. So we're going to cross out the third spot here. Now, the key to this strategy is finding the right numbers to go with. So the way in which I find these numbers, what we're looking for is we're looking for two numbers that have the same number for the first number. Say, for example, if we had two numbers in our results, a 934 and a 927, these two numbers we'd want, because those have the same number. Or we could go with a 772 and a 716. These are two numbers that we want because we actually have the same numbers. So the way I pick these is I'll start with the most recent number, which today is actually going to be the 9th of April. So I'll start with whatever the result was on the 9th of April, and that was a 141 in the New York midday lottery. And then I'm going to backtrack for previous results in the New York midday lottery and find another number that starts with the number 1 here. So I went ahead and did that, and I actually had to go back quite far, about 10 or 11 days, to the 29th of March, and that's when I found a 162, and that was the number I was looking for, because I was looking for that matching 1 in that first digit space. And you'll see why that's important as I go to fill in the base grid here. So once you've found the two numbers that you want to work with, as I said, start with the most recent one and then backtrack to find another one that has the matching first digit. You're going to go ahead and fill in this first number on the top line of your base grid here. So I'm going to put 141 in the base grid there. Then we're going to go ahead and take our second number, which was the one from previous results, and put it down in the vertical line in our base grid. So we've got the 1 already filled in, and then we're going to put a 6 and a 2 there. Now it becomes a little bit more complex in terms of how to actually then fill in the rest of the base grid. Traditionally what we do is we use some kind of counting up method, but for this rundown it actually uses a little bit of calculation. And what we're going to do is, if you had used any calculation grids or anything like that, that's the same kind of method we're using here. We're going to use basically the corresponding numbers for the spot that we're trying to fill in from the top row and the side row, add them together, and that will actually be the number that we put in here. So for the middle number here, we want the middle number on the top row, and we want the middle number on the left hand row. We're going to add those two together to fill in the spot in the center here. So we're going to take 4 added to 6, and that will give us a 10. Now because this is pick 3, we only need the 1 digit, so we're going to take the 0 from that. Let's put a 0 there. Then for the right hand column here, we're going to take the right hand column in the top row, and because it's the middle row, we're going to take the left hand number from the middle row, so the 1 and the 6, and we'll add those together, and that creates a 7, so we'll put a 7 in there. Then we're going to come down to the bottom row and do the same again. We'll take, because this is the middle vertical, we'll take that 4 from our original number, and we'll take the 2, because these are the corresponding numbers that match up with this empty space here, and we'll add those two together. So 2 and 4 is 6. And then in the last, in the bottom right, the corresponding numbers are a 1 and a 2, because those are what line up with that empty space there. So we'll add 1 and a 2 together, and that gives us a 3, like that. So now we've got the base grid filled out. So we're going to go ahead and use our mirror numbers this time. And we're going to go ahead and fill out the translated grid with the mirror numbers. And the mirror numbers are labeled down here on the bottom of this rundown worksheet if you haven't seen this before. And we're going to take each individual number, translate it into a mirror number in the corresponding spot on this translated grid. So we'll take the 1, look up the mirror number. It's a 6, so we'll put a 6 there. Next one is a 4. 4 is a 9 in a mirror number, so put the 9 there. And then 1 again is a 6. And we'll just keep going down, looking up the mirror numbers. 6 is a 1. Put a 1 there, 0 is a 5, 5 there, 7 is a 2, 2 there. We'll just keep going down, filling in until we've got all of the mirror numbers filled in, like so. Now in terms of, excuse me, in terms of the numbers that we're actually going to use for our suggested numbers, we're going to go and use or at least I'm going to go ahead and use my traditional pattern that I like to follow. You can choose any pattern that you like, certainly backtrack these numbers against previous results, see if there's a specific number that's working for you, and use that. Excuse me, oh dear. But definitely, I'm going to go ahead and use my traditional pattern. For those of you that have seen my previous videos, you know I like to use the top left to bottom right, the top right to bottom left, and the vertical straight down. So that's the pattern I like to use. So that goes and gives me a 103, and a 102, and a 406. And then we'll apply the excuse me, the same pattern again on the translated grid. Top left to bottom right, top right to bottom left, and the vertical straight down. And that will go ahead and give me a 658, and a 657, and a 951. And there we go. There are 6 numbers that we can now start playing in the New York Midday Lottery. So go ahead and give this rundown a try in your state. Definitely leave me a comment below if you can think of a good name for this rundown. I'd love to find some good example names for this. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share the video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks. Bye.